Channel 7, WBKB in Chicago.
White rain, use new white rain shampoo tonight, and tomorrow your hair will be sunshine bright.
There was a grocery store in the neighborhood. It was called Simonini's, and they had two daughters, and Grandma would always iron for them. And the owner of the store would always pay Grandma a couple of dollars, and she would make ends meet by ironing their clothes, side jobs she would do.
The Simonini's, there was a grocery store in the middle of the block, and there's an Italian grocery store, and my mother used to go to the grocery store, and she would speak to the owner in Spanish. In Italian language, it's almost identical in Spanish, with a lot of the words are almost identical. And my mother used to point at all the items that she wanted to buy in the grocery. Around Christmas time, my mother used to make a big bowl of tamales, and she would bring them over to the grocery store, and the woman that owned the grocery store would make a big pot, a big bowl of raviolis and exchange the meals. And we were very happy to get that. We were really happy. First time I ate Italian food.
At Christmas time, they would swap. My mother would give her tamales, and the lady would give her homemade raviolis. So that was nice.
My mom was happiest preparing meals. She would enjoy going to the food store and getting, the vegetables and all the meats and everything. She's happy in the kitchen stirring a pot of whatever.
Well, she cooked food that was left over for the following day, and then she would reheat it, and she would make a new meal out of leftovers.
She loved to cook, and during holidays she would cook tamales, tostadas, or enchiladas. She would make the favorite tortillas.
She would make homemade tortillas for us all the time.
She would love to make flour tortillas by hand. The grandchildren, we would line up in the kitchen just waiting for that fresh tortilla to come off the comal, and she would take it and put a little butter and roll it up and hand it to each one of us. So we each had to wait our turn to get that freshly made tortilla from her.
I remember my brother, I remember him telling my mom, "Mom, don't make the tortillas. Why? You don't have to do that," while he's eating them. Don't make any. You don't have to. And then he's still slobbering. I had to laugh at that because he's telling her not to make them, and yet he's eating them.
She would make tortillas in the morning, She would be creative and make meals like that for us. She would create leftovers. And every time she would cook leftovers, she would make a new meal out of it. And that was really good.
We didn't have very much money, so it was very simple. Eggs and potatoes with tortillas, frijoles. And sometimes we would have, meat, steak, but not very often.
Chile con carne was very good. Her beans were delicious. Yeah.
Grandma always made the most delicious chicken soup. To her, that was a gourmet meal for her family. I clearly remember that we would be in the dining room on a Sunday. We would all gather and they'd have meals, and then at the end of the meal, there was always this joyous occasion about being together with family, that they would push the dining room table over to the side and put on music. And I remember the mambo with Pérez Prado. And I remember my mother and my aunts and my uncles, including myself as a little girl, just dancing in that dining room and having a fantastic time. So, as I stated, family was very close to each other.
We loved Ma, and everybody in the neighborhood always called my mother Ma, and they loved her, and they respected her, really.